Well, we have with us Mr. Suryadev Chandrasekhar, who's the General Secretary and the Chief Convener of HAL's trade union. So thank you very much for speaking to us. Now, there is so much being talked about HAL, not just in Karnataka, but in the parliament itself. We have seen how the Defence Minister and Congress Chief Rahul Gandhi have been trading barbs on this. We want to know what exactly is the current situation that you all are facing.
The current situation of HAL is pretty bad. I can call it straight away. Because today we are under fund crunch. There is no money to pay the salaries, as already our chairman and managing director has given the statement recently in the Times of India. So this is clearly shows that such a big giant company is getting into a financial crunch. Because the dues what we need to get from the customer, from our Air Force, Army and Navy, we are not getting the dues. That is around 15,000 crore rupee we need to get. Whatever the work we have completed and the repairs and overall and all the other works, what all we have delivered. For that we need to get the money has not come.
So when you're talking about fund crunch, is it only now? Because I was told that the overdraft, some 900 plus crores to pay your vendors and salary, is it only for this month, or since when have you been actually suffering from this fund crunch?
This is from past 2 months we are facing.
Okay.
And critically we have come in this month because 1 day wages has been postponed. Okay. Generally we get on the last day of the month of the wages, which was to be postponed because of the technicalities of the getting the overdraft from the banks from where we are borrowing. It took time. So we are totally taken now 950 crores around overdrafting. That's around almost 1,000 crores of overdrafting. So this is the today's position, which is in a very, very bad situation we are in.
Okay. So you've taken this overdraft this time around to pay salaries and to pay your vendors, but which means that every month now, if things don't get okay, you will have to keep borrowing.
Exactly. So this is what is going to happen. That is where we are also, our board is taken up with the ministry seriously, and continuous approach from our board and from our director finance, from all the finance department, they are following it up to get the money. So it is up to now the customer and the MOD to take up the issue seriously. And definitely I think that the MOD will take it up this matter seriously and will pay the dues and will or otherwise instruct the customer to pay the dues, which we need to get.
So who owes you this money? Because 15,000 plus crores is a huge amount. Who owes HAL all this money?
This money is the customer. Basically, our major customer, as you all know, that is the Indian Air Force, then it's Army, then it's Navy and Coast Guard. A major portion is of Indian Air Force. So all to put together, this comes under MOD. So MOD we are representing. We have written letters also, and our HAL representatives are following it up for getting the dues. And one more thing I would like to say here is, and government also has recently have taken the money from our reserves in the name of buyback. So buyback of the shares. As the government is the ownership of this company, they have taken around 9,000 crore rupees in the name of buyback of the shares. So this is also one major impact what it has fallen from our reserves, what was kept for the future projects and the future infrastructure development for the HAL. That money is gone now.
You know, this is interesting because in Parliament it was stated that HAL in the past 3 years had actually made some profit. So you're saying that it's negated with after the government actually bought back and what got 9,000 odd crores?
See, this 9,000 crores is the whatever the reserves we already had. Okay. We already had that amount has been taken away by the government. And government has taken from not only from HAL, from all the public sectors, the reserves, including the oil companies, let it be ONGC, let it be BHEL, they have taken the reserves. So they call that as a buyback. This is something which we heard in the first time in our history of our company as when it has been formed in 1940. From that date till today, government has never took the money. So this is also a major impact which has fallen on the company today because of this. Today the financial crunch is happening and we don't have money to pay even the wages.
I'm getting information that by March 31st, that is the financial year when it closes, the Indian Air Force and all the other your customers will owe you some 20,000 crores. Now my question is this, while the Indian Air Force is paying, say they have paid the SOE, if I'm right, for a plane that they have not yet received, but HAL has delivered services. You have delivered them planes and choppers, but they are not willing to pay you this. I mean, don't you think this is odd?
Definitely, it is very odd, and this is the first time we are facing like this situation. So government has to rethink the whole thing, that how to go about it, and they have to come out with a solution. We can't carry like this further, because and the next month again we have to face again the same problem when it comes to February 1st. Again the wages issue will arise, and this company cannot prolong or we cannot carry forward it like this in this situation. So I appeal to the government and I appeal to the ministry, with humbly, that they have to take up this issue, the matter very seriously, and settle the dues so that HAL can prosper and go further with the future orders.
You know, the entire nation is actually glued to television sets, seeing what's happening in the Lok Sabha. Now, I want to know from HAL, what is the truth? The defense minister had stated that 1 lakh crores, initially she stated that 1 lakh crores sort of orders were given to HAL. Then she changed it, saying that 78,000 odd crores is in the pipeline, 23,000 odd crores are orders given to HAL. What's the truth in this?
See, the truth is already been tweeted by the defense minister herself yesterday, that 26,000 crores is only the orders which has been placed from 2014 to 18.
26,000.
26,000. And the rest 73,000 is in the pipeline.
Okay.
So, but in the pipeline, you all should understand one thing is MMRCA was also in the pipeline, FGFA also was in pipeline. So there are so many other projects which were in pipeline. HTT 40 also is in pipeline. So, but how far that is going to be feasible, we don't know. They are in RFQ position, request for quotation. So that has to be converted to request for procurement, RFP. So it will take a lot of time, lot of modalities are there. You all should understand one thing, to make one aircraft, first aircraft to be delivered, the order has to be placed 3 years before, because to procure the raw material itself and the other brought out items and other things, accessories, to be brought out, it will take 1.5 years. And to make the first flight and it will in a flyaway condition to deliver, it will take 1.5 years. So all put together 3 years. This is what even the Rafale also is doing. 2016 September they have been placed with order and given the advance. And 2019 September the Raksha Mantri herself has stated that the first aircraft will be delivered. So it's all in the same, the manufacturing process will take the same time, let it be by the Dassault or let it be by HAL. So it's the same procedure. So what we are anticipating is that 83 LCA to be given in the FOC order, so that we can start procuring the raw materials for the FOC and for the 83 numbers, so that we can start delivering after the next down the line 2 or 3 years.
You know, many people believe that the government and the opposition, basically politicians, are using HAL as a pawn here and playing politics. Do you believe that's happening?
No, it's. I don't want to comment on what the political slug fight is happening, because we are an independent. One thing, we are an independent union, so we don't take sides. But ultimately, it is HAL which is suffering. HAL, an organization, such a big organization, is suffering, and thousands of families are getting affected because of this. And the moral of the HAL has come down. So that we are worried about, how the future of HAL will be. And I hope that definitely we are going to come out of this situation with the flying colors. As earlier days also, we had this situation in 1990s where we didn't have even money to pay the salaries. We took loan from ITI. So those were the days also. So this is one of the bad phase for HAL, I can call it as. Definitely, but this is such a big organization, we are going to come out of it, and definitely the government and other political parties will support us to come out of this situation.
Thank you very much. Now, in spite of all the trouble that HAL staffers are actually facing now, he still is optimistic that come what may, they will actually get through this. With video journalist Madhu R, this is Nolan Pinto for India Today in Bengaluru.